After Valve launched the Steam Deck, every major PC manufacturer rushed to the market with their interpretation of how a gaming handheld in the modern age is supposed to look like. And with the original Legion Go, Lenovo delivered one of the most ambitious devices, which came with detachable controllers similar to what the Nintendo Switch offered, a massive 8.8-inch QHD 140Hz display, and it was powered by Team Red's original silicon, aimed for this class of devices, the Z1 Extreme. And while the overall concept worked quite well, the display's resolution was not quite ideal for the hardware, the controllers were a little too loose, and the performance did not quite match that of the competition at the time. And as with most of the first generation Windows-based handhelds, battery life was abysmally short. But it's 2025, and after the more conventional Legion Go S, Lenovo launched earlier this year, and by the way, I'm currently working on a video for the SteamOS version comparing it to its Windows sibling we reviewed a few months ago. I finally got my hands on the Legion Go 2 during IFA in Berlin. So let's see if they have been able to overcome the challenges from the first generation, and if the second iteration of their flagship handheld has a place between the Xbox LRX and the MSI Claw 8. Let's get into it. Just to let you guys know, I had the chance to film and try an early engineering sample, so no benchmarks for now, but with a September or October release, it will not be long until we will be able to test this one properly. In terms of specs, there will be several configs of the massive handhelds available, and while you will be able to beef this one up with up to 32 gigs of RAM and a 2TB SSD alongside the Z2 Extreme with the integrated 890M, the starting variant, which can be yours for $999, will come with a more modest config, even though I'm still waiting for more detailed info here. Alongside the spec refresh, the main difference to the Legion Go 2's predecessor will be the screen, since you can now feast your eyes on a Full HD 144Hz OLED with VRR capabilities. And while I did not have a ton of time with this puppy, as a little bit of an OLED aficionado, this panel is simply gorgeous. You do get, of course, the contrast insanity typical for this panel tag, and supposedly around 500 nits of brightness, and I cannot wait to put it through our measurements to see if we can confirm Lenovo's numbers here and what the situation will look like in HDR. When it comes to the overall design and chassis, Lenovo only did minor tweaks, but they do make quite a difference, even though it has been some time since I was playing around with the original Go. The detachable controllers feel a lot more rounded and therefore much more ergonomic, which is of course always appreciated. And when they are connected to the handheld itself, the whole construction and connection feels a lot more solid, without any wobble or the like. In addition, we also get this soft touch finish on the front of the controllers and the back of the main part of the Go, which also feels quite nice if you ask me. The display, or well, the general computing part, remains largely the same, and you once again get the kickstand to prop up the Go, which is especially handy if you use the controllers detached. And when it comes to ports, you can connect all sorts of stuff to the Legion's pair of USB-C 4s. And again, I only had some brief hands-on time and tried Forza Horizon, and while I unfortunately did not get a look at settings, gameplay looked incredibly smooth. And guys, this screen, well, let's just say when it comes to eye candy, it will be very hard for the competition to keep up here. I also really like the improved ergonomics, and again, regarding flexibility, the Legion is incredibly unique, since you can do so much more with it than just use it as your handheld gaming device. All of this comes at a cost though, and while the $999 starting price matches the Claw 8 and is just $100 more than the Xbox LRX, it's probably not the config you would want, and we do not know yet what the Z2 Extreme variant is going to cost you. For me personally, I would be willing to stomach a little bit of a premium for the screen and flexibility this one offers, but if it ends up being a few $100, which gets you in the Legion 5 gaming laptop category, well, let's see, and please let me know what you think down below. That should also already be it for today. Thanks a ton for watching, good people, and if you can't get enough about handhelds, feel free to rewatch our Legion Go S review or get a sneak peek at its SteamOS version on the website. You can find the links in the description as well. Do not forget to hit that like and sub button on your way out. My name is Alex, you have all been amazing as always, and I cannot wait to see you all in the next one. Take care.